Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be reviewing the new Natasha Denona Pastel eyeshadow palette. I am so excited for this one. It is the perfect palette for the spring season. So in this video, of course, I will show you swatches of everything. I'll show you the palette up close before I put my finger in it, brand spanking new. And I will also do two different eye looks to test out as many shades as I can today. If you want a 5 looks 1 palette on this one, definitely let me know down in the comment section and I'll get working on that. I am super inspired by this palette. Of course, I have not used it yet, but I'm definitely really hoping to love it. And just first impressions, looking at the arrangement and whatnot, I'm super inspired to create some looks. If you are excited for this video, don't forget to please let YouTube know by giving it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you are here to stay. So please subscribe before you leave. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Honestly, I don't know where to even begin. Let me, I guess, start by showing you the outside packaging of this stunning palette. I absolutely love the gradient mint pastel purple pastel pink situation that this palette has going on the outside. I went ahead and matched my background today to the mint shade the best I could, and then once you open it you can see all of the beautiful pastel shades. And also I absolutely love that even though the palette is a pastel palette and you can see a lot of that throughout the palette, you have colors like Starlit and Bear and even Tude that are a little bit darker, more like a mid-tone type of color, so that you can deepen up your looks with. That is something that I think really inspires me about this palette. Besides that, I love the combination of mattes and shimmers. There's some metallic shades, duochromes. There's a perfect inner corner color in the color Illusion, and of course amazing transition shades that are pastel shades like the colors Brisk, Bellini, Airy, and Feather. I can't wait to begin putting all of those shades on my eyes, but before we do, let me go ahead and show you the swatches. I did not do live swatches because I honestly didn't think they would be good because they're pastel shades. So in my mind I was like, oh, these are probably going to need a couple of passes. And honestly, I wish I would have done live swatches because majority of these colors were actually full of pigment on the first swipe. I did go back on my swatches a couple of times on some of the colors to get them to look a little bit more even, but throughout me swatching this palette, what was very consistent across all shades was how pigmented and creamy they were. The only color that I found to be a little bit iffy was the color Bubble right here, that pastel blue shade. That one I had to like go back probably 3 to 4 times to get it to show up enough for the swatches. So that is the only one that I was like, that like, you know, looks a little uneven, didn't build up right away. But the rest of the shades, including the rest of the pastel shades, all swatched beautifully. Let me get my hair out of the way. I haven't put on any blush yet because I don't know what blush could possibly match the eye looks that I'm going to do, because I don't know what eye looks I'll do, but I am super excited to get into this palette. By the way, I have made it a point not to look at anybody else's reviews on this palette yet because I want to judge it on my own and tell you my experience on the quality without being biased by anybody else's opinion, because that's something that happens. You watch somebody else's video and then all of a sudden you're paying attention to the thing they noticed, and I much rather just notice things on my own. My friend Jenna, I'll pop her up right here, has had her video up for like a couple of weeks now and I've been so tempted to watch it, but I didn't. I remained strong. I'll start watching reviews once I am done with this video. What I did do was look on the Temptalia website to see if any of these shades were repeated shades, because on the Temptalia website it'll sometimes point out which shades are repeated from previous palettes. I didn't find anything there, but I'm honestly not entirely sure whether these shades are already existing. For some reason the color Limoncello sounds extremely familiar, like I have seen it and heard about it before, but again, I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't think it's a color that I own yet. And on the Temptalia website, it wasn't pointed out that any of these were already existing shades, so not sure about that one. Okay, come closer and let's just get started. I have my reference number 15 right here to pick a transition shade. I kind of want to do Zest. This color is like different enough, so I want to try it. And I'm going to start on this eye right here. I forgot to prime. Should I prime? I already started here. I'm not going to prime. I'll prime the other eye maybe. Okay, the color Zest. Beautiful so far. Keep in mind that these are pastel shades, so you most likely will have to like go back and build it. I like to kind of like tap the shades with the brush so that they get a little bit more pigmented, and then I go back and just swipe through the top edge of that shade so that it blends out. And I feel like another good rule of thumb with pastel shades is to do either a lot of mascara or to put falsies on, because I feel like sometimes when I wear pastels I can feel a little bit washed out because the colors are so pale. However, when you go back and do like a ton of mascara or maybe a nice winged eyeliner or put on a pair of lashes, that brings your eye back to like it popping, and it makes the pastel shades pop, your eyes pop, and it just makes everything better. Okay, that color Zest is no joke. You guys can see it on there. It looks beautiful, nice and pigmented lime green pastel shade. Now the issue with grabbing this one is that there isn't an obvious next step because none of the darker or like mid-tone colors match that one per se. Like if you did Bellini, you could do Starlit and that would match, or like Feather with Bora, because like they're like similar color families, but there's nothing quite like Zest except Limoncello right here, and we definitely need a mid-tone sort of a shade to combine it with. I'm just gonna go with 2 and see if we could just make it contrasting instead of matchy-matchy. I'm going to grab a reference number 1 brush. By the way, I always link my brushes on the description box of my video, so if you guys are interested, definitely check them out. I love these. Ooh, 2 is lighter than I expected. I honestly expected it to be more of a mid-tone peach shade rather than this light color, but nonetheless, I like it. And now that I have this shade also kind of like on the crease of my eye, I am more comfortable going to like the purple color. Palettes like this one that are so colorful get me out of my comfort zone, and I absolutely love them for that. So we have the nice peekaboo green on the inner corner and like at the top right here, and then we have this nice peachy shade on the outer half of the crease. That is beautiful. And now with the same color, I am going into the color Bora, which is her cream formula. And I'm going to tap Bora on the outer corner of my eyelid to intensify everything. Just tap, tap, tap it right there. Then I'm doing little circles around to blend it. I really didn't know where I was going with this, but so far, so good. And I had a disclaimer for the beginning of the video and I totally forgot to tell you. My disclaimer was that I kind of suck at like pastel shades. Majority of the pastel palettes I try, I don't like, because sometimes I feel like you have to like press on the shades too hard for them to actually show up, and the moment you like blend them out a little bit to like soften an edge, it fully goes away. And I'm happy to say that at least that's not happening with this one. We can still see the green and we see every color I have touched so far. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm going to go back to the color Zest with my reference number 1 and intensify it on the inner part right here, because this look has taken a little bit of a different route than when I first started it. And so I want to make sure that the green is nice and visible on the inner part. I definitely don't mind having to like go back and fix things or intensify things. It just bothers me to have to do it like 3 to 4 times instead of just a couple to make it look the way I want it to look. But like I said, so far this is working nicely. I do want to make this a little darker here, so let me just concentrate on the lash line of the outer corner of my eye right there. I do want to use the color Limoncello because like I said, I feel like Zest and Limoncello are in this palette just kind of meant to like be together. So this is going to be the color on my lid, and I'm using my Refer number 21 brush. And keep in mind, I forgot to apply primer, which might not have been the best idea for using pastels, but here we are. Let me try it with my finger. Finger worked better for sure. That is beautiful, but I think I want more. This looks basic. I'm looking for a little more. I'm thinking maybe Mint Frost right here could be a good addition to like the center of the eye right there. Yeah, that it's going to look pretty. So this is a Refer number 26, and I'm just going to like rub it in between these two shades right here. Hopefully I'm not doing the most and this actually turns out pretty. I like. Let me go back with Bora and make sure that we don't lose it back here. Just tap it on the outer corner over the minty shade. Yes, that looks super cute. I like it. I'm going to grab some more of the color Bora with a Refer number 26 brush. And I'm going to use it on underneath my eye, all the way in, back and forth right here. And then we are going to use the color Zest to diffuse that. And I'm using a Refer number 14 this time, which is a super small blending brush. Okay, I wasn't looking in a mirror because I was trying to look okay for the camera, and I realized that by putting Zest underneath I fully covered the color Bora, so I'm going to go back with it. This was just my mistake because I wasn't paying attention, because I was trying to make it all look good for the camera instead of looking in a mirror. But let me bring it back. Okay, I just did exactly what I told you I was doing, except I had to wipe off my under eyes and redo my concealer and do it off camera, because if I wasn't looking in the mirror, it was just not gonna happen. So I have the Zest color underneath the purple color, and it is blending it out. And all I'm missing is an inner corner highlighter, so of course I want to use Illusion right here on my Refer number 28 and pop it on the inner corner right there. And keep in mind what I told you about mascara and lashes. I know this looks a little bit washouty right now, but once we put on mascara, lashes, and an eyeliner, it'll look beautiful. For eyeliner, I want to match the blue that I put right here, so I'm going to, or it was a mint color, right? It looks kind of blue. Anyways, I'm going to use this NYX Epic Wear eyeliner in the shade Blue Trip, and I popped it right there in my waterline. If I had a mint color eyeliner, it would have been even better, but this looks pretty good as well. Let me do mascara and I'll be right back to show you the final first look. I'm happy I used as many shades as I could for this one. Okay, I'm back just with mascara on. I went ahead and used the new Esam mascara. I will have this one linked down below. It just launched and I've been using it for the past 3 to 4 days and I have been absolutely loving it. I feel like it's not the most volumizing mascara I've ever tried. However, it does give my lashes a lot of volume, but most importantly what I love about this one is that it gives my lashes a ton of length and that it separates every hair, so it makes me have a more like feathery lash look, which I really love. So if you are into that, definitely check it out. And this right here is the final first look with this pastel palette from Miss Natasha Denona. Okay, I'm just going to leave the mascara on for now. I don't know if I want to do a lash or not yet. I'll decide later, but let's go ahead and start with the second look. I'm going to go in with the color Bellini and my Refer number 15 brush. This is a really nice peachy pastel shade, orangey pastel shade, I would say, actually not too peachy. And just back and forth, build and blend it on the crease. Let me bring it down to the outer corner of the eye as well. With my reference number 1, I want to try the color Starlit right here. And I'm actually going to put it right here on the outer corner-ish side of my eye. Tapping it in place here. And I'm going to even blend it into the crease a little bit. I know that this is a shimmer that I'm using on the outer corner, which is not like what I usually do, but look at how it deepened up this eye look so beautifully. Next, I want to use the color Dainty right here, and I'm just going to pat it in the center of my eyelid. This is a beautiful sparkly pink shade, and worth mentioning because I feel like the last few big Natasha Denona releases I've complained about the shimmers not being too shiny, and I love my shiny shimmers. These are her shinier shimmers. They're not glittery like the gold palette, but they are her shinier shimmers, which I personally really appreciate because these are my favorite ones to use for sure. I want to try and incorporate a different color. So on the inner corner right here, I'm going to get the color Airy, which is a pastel blue shade, on a reference number 13 brush, and put it on the inner part of my eye a bit more right here, and just blend it on that inner third of my eyelid and crease. A little bit more dainty with a brush this time, just to mix it into the blue right here. I love the pop of blue on the inner corner. I feel like that added something extra special to this eye look. Let's do the under eyes next. Okay, for the under eye, I just for some reason I'm feeling colorful today and I want to go in with yet another color. So I'm going to the color Bora right here, which this is kind of the darkest color this palette has. And this is a reference number 3 pencil brush, and I'm just going to intensify this outer corner back here with it. Oh yeah, that looks really pretty. I love this with the orange and the blue. It all works somehow. Then back with the color Bellini and a reference number 13 brush, I'm going to do the under eye all the way in and right underneath the purple to smoke it out a little bit. I feel like an orange waterline would be so pretty for this eye look, but I don't think I have orange. Ooh, I do! I have this one from Norvina, which I hate. I do not recommend, but I am going to try and make it work. Let me be right back. Okay, it worked. I took a layer of the outside of the eyeliner off with a paper towel, and then it went on smoother than I remember it. I still don't recommend these, but it definitely worked for me today. I needed an orange eyeliner. And back to the color Illusion for an inner corner right here. Oh yeah. Okay. This right here is look number 2. Again, super colorful. I am loving these looks. Loving. I hope I can be just as creative. If you guys want me to do a 5 looks 1 palette, I hope that I can continue to create colorful looks like this one. Although I feel like I wanted to try as many colors as possible today. In a 5 looks 1 palette video, I can be a little bit more chill. I don't have to like use them all at once. Anyways, let me put on some mascara and be right back. You know what? This eye was like watering a little bit right here on the inner corner. So I'm going to go with the color Airy and a reference number 26. And just add it right there. It'll match the color on the waterline and make it extra colorful. And let me blend it out with a little bit of zest. Okay, and these right here are both final looks with mascara on. Absolutely loving the way that these turned out. For blush, I'm going to use my Hermes blush in the color 23. Nice and peachy to match this eye. And for highlighter, Divine Rose from Pat McGrath. Gloss is Natasha Denona Daphne. Love, love, love. Okay, I'm back and I went ahead and did some lashes because like I said at the beginning of this video, I just love pastel shades with like dramatic lashes. So I showed you with mascara and this is what they look like with some fabulous velour lashes, which I will have linked down below, and I absolutely love it this way. I also want to take some pictures for my Instagram, and pictures always come out better with lashes. And let me give you my final thoughts on the new Natasha Denona Pastel Pastel palette. I usually struggle big time with pastel shades. They tend to be very finicky. Like I said, they blend away too easily after you spend 5 minutes packing it on, etc. And I have to say, I had a very easy time with this palette today. The fact that I was able to combine as many shades as I combined for each look, and both looks worked so nicely. I also love that her shimmers and metallics in this palette are actually pretty shimmery and like glowy. They're not the more muted ones that she makes sometimes, and that makes me love this palette that much more because I love my glittery shimmer shades, and Natasha Denona makes the best matte formula, so when she combines it with very sparkly colors, I am all about it. Obviously, you have to like colorful pastel shades in order to be able to get use out of this one. But if you are trying to get into some color with your makeup, I feel like pastels are a very nice way to start because they tend to be a lot less intimidating than bright colors or neons can be. Besides that, I absolutely love that this is one of Natasha Denona's midi palettes that are $65. This is my favorite size that she makes, and I honestly wish that all of her palettes were this size. I don't care for the $129 price point for bigger pans. The $65 price point for the 15 shades is definitely the sweet spot, and besides that, I do enjoy the minis as well because those are very travel friendly. But this palette was absolutely beautiful, and if you are into pastel shades, if you want to make pastel shades work, if you like these colors, I absolutely 100% recommend this palette because I had a blast today playing with it. Let me know if you want me to do a 5 looks 1 palette video down in the comment section, and if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. This palette is now available at Sephora, and if you decide to go for it, please use my link in the description box of this video. And that is all I have for you guys today. If you guys like the video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. Let YouTube know that you enjoyed this content. Besides that, if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you were here to stay, so please subscribe before you leave. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.